Video today. I'm actually going to share some information on how you guys can possibly make some quick cash if you are in a bad situation right now with the crisis. And I was just reading that in Louisiana they're about to have over like 300,000 evictions next month, and of course in Texas there's a lot going on, especially in Houston. They're not really doing much to stop evictions from happening, so I figured I'd share some information with you guys as far as how you can possibly get some quick cash, or just trying to generate some income to maybe try to help your situation. So the first thing we're going to talk about is delivery service. So I have personally done DoorDash and Favor when I was out of work at one time. And so DoorDash, you can be a DoorDash. You can be a DoorDash. You can be a Dasher is what it's called, where you're simply delivering food orders. Most of the time these orders are already put in place, so it'll come through on your phone. You'll accept the order. If you don't want to accept it, then you don't have to. It'll give you about 30 seconds it is to choose. If you want to accept the order, it'll tell you how much you'll get paid for that delivery up front. And you'll just accept that, and it'll tell you the address. You'll map the address to go and pick up the food item, and then you'll just, it's little tabs on there that you'll click along the way to say like you arrived at the restaurant, that you've retrieved the food at the restaurant, and now you're leaving the restaurant and headed to the customer's home. So it's a pretty simple process, really. And the best thing about DoorDash is, like I said, 95% of the time those orders are already placed. And then in most situations there, you don't even have to pay. They provide you with a card, right, to pay for the orders. So, but most of the time the orders are already placed and paid. Like, very seldomly when I was doing my runs did I ever have to pull out my DoorDash card and pay for the order. Very seldomly. Like, maybe out of like 20 orders, maybe one or two of those you may have to actually do a payment. Because sometimes there are some facilities, some restaurants or like fast food places that they may be contracted with, but it's in a different way. Like, the option is there for the customer to order that food online, but the restaurant or the fast food chain isn't actually signed up for the payment process through them. So you will have to then still go in and place the order for the customer on the spot, and then you would just pay with the DoorDash card, and then you will retrieve the order or whatever. But so the main things that are great about DoorDash is, one, once you are signed up, once they've done your little background check, they will send you a red bag, a warmer bag in the mail, and they'll send you your card. Now, I don't know, you'll have to check with them as far as what the differences are between with the crisis right now. I don't want to say the word, but with the crisis right now, you'll have to, I'm thinking like when you sign up, it should say what your options are. When I signed up, they sent it in the mail. You had the option to get it in the mail or go in person. I opted for just to get it in the mail because I just wanted the simplest process. I didn't want to have to go in and sit down or anything like that. So that might take like a week, maybe 2 weeks. It just really depends, you guys, right now. I don't know what their flow is right now with everything going on. But the great points about DoorDash, again, the order, 90% of the time, the order is already placed for you. And typically by the time you get there, that order is typically ready. You might have to wait maybe like 5-10 minutes. Of course, there's going to be some errors sometimes. Like, there are times that you might get there and the person that's supposed to be responsible for retrieving those orders and getting the orders taken care of may not have checked the system. And but yeah, that doesn't happen that often or whatever. So I can honestly say DoorDash is a pretty quick, simple process. You know upfront how much money you're going to get for that delivery, so you can make a decision upfront whether you want to accept it or not. Another great point about DoorDash is that typically they will try to keep you within like a 5 to 6 mile radius. Okay, it's been a while since I've done this, because every now and then, if you just want some extra cash, you don't even have to do this as a, if you just want extra cash for something or whatever. So sometimes I would just do this randomly, like if don't have a lot to do, like on a Saturday or something, I might pick up a few while I'm out, or if I'm out doing something, let me do a couple of runs or whatever. So anyway, so the good thing about that is they try to keep you within a certain mile radius. There are times that you will drive further out, but for the most part, with DoorDash, they're gonna keep you in a pretty good mile radius. Like usually, typically, maybe like seven under. It's typically under like 8 or 9 miles. Typically, like I said, every now and then you will get something that might be a little further, but those are the great things that I liked about DoorDash. Your service is quicker as far as picking up orders, dropping the orders off. That means you can do more orders in a shorter time frame, right? And like I said, here's the other great point about DoorDash. I want to say, like, once you work, I want to say, is it 7 days? I can't remember if it's like if once you work so many days or once you make so much once you do so many runs. It might be so many runs. But once you do that, guess what? You now qualify for same day pay. You now qualify for same day pay. So that being said, really on the regular, they pay weekly, right? So you have to sign up for direct deposit, of course, and you will fill all that out probably in the app, because when you try to go online, it's limited. It's there for you to sign up, but in order to get all of like the technicalities and get your background check done and and sign up for your like direct deposit and all that, whatever, that part is typically done through the app. So once you do so many runs, like I said, it's been a while since it's been a couple of years. So, but typically it's once you do so many runs, then you automatically qualify to be able to get same day pay. So with same day pay, that literally means if you just decide, okay, if there's a shift available, because you will have to go in and look for shifts in your area to see what they have available or whatever. And it can be competitive sometimes. You have to keep checking to see what's available that you can, sign up for or whatever to work. So, but once you decide on that and you actually work, you might say, okay, I just want to do, work like 3 or 4 hours. You can run those 4 hours and literally cash out right after. So you can cash out right after, and it'll come to your card like immediately. So, and it has to be a regular bank account. We'll tell you that. No prepaid cards, nothing like that. It has to be a regular bank account for the same day pay. Okay, so those are the great points about DoorDash. Again, you don't have to place the orders up front for the customers. Most of the time, it's already done. The second part is that the runs are typically fast because you're not driving like really long, mileage. They try to keep you within a certain mile radius so you can get more runs done during that time frame. And the last thing is that you can qualify for same day pay once you get whatever the required number of runs is in. You can qualify for same day pay. If not, you would just get paid every week. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and move on to Favor. Now here's the difference. DoorDash is food only, so you're only gonna be delivering restaurant, fast food chains. I think they have like some mom and pop restaurants, Starbucks, stuff like that. Food only. Favor, on the other hand, and that is Favor, like, yes, can you do me a favor? So make sure you can Google that. Favor is literally what it says. You're doing somebody a favor. So Favor can be food orders, it can be grocery store orders, it can be run to Walgreens, it could be get me 2 packs of cigarettes, it could be like literally anything. It could be go to the mall and get me a pair of tennis shoes. It can be like whatever you can think of. 90% of the time, it can be done through Favor. There are some exclusions because now they even have, if they haven't changed it, they even had a partnership with HEB to do like alcoholic beverages or whatever. So yes, with Favor, the type of runs you do will vary. But again, it's still up to you to decide whether you want to accept it when it comes through. Okay, it'll automatically show up on your phone. It'll pop through. It'll say, hey, you have a Favor. And then if you don't want it, you would have to respond to the rep within the app and say, hey, I don't want this order. Okay, so let me explain their process. So with Favor, when you sign up with them, if the situation is still the same, when you sign up with them, you do have to go in person to one of their they have like an office that you can go to, and it's like an hour and a half like orientation where they go over all the process, how Favor works, what type of favors they do, how quickly you get paid, like different things like that. And they will issue you your card. Of course, you still have to do a background check there as well. So they will issue you a debit card that will only be active, of course, while you're doing runs. And you can also buy like the warmer bag. It's like $10, and you can also get a t-shirt. So that's what I did. When I signed up, I got the warmer bag and I got the t-shirt. I think it was like both of them together was like $10 or $12. I don't know, something like that. But you get that. So here's how Favor works. Favor is different from DoorDash in the sense that you will have to place the order for the customer. Period. You place the order for the customer. So whatever that customer orders, you will go, well, you won't go, but you will either call that restaurant and place the order for them, or you will just, if the restaurant has an app, you can just go into the app and place the order via the app. Now, we'll tell you, in doing that, you will need a lot of space on your phone. Okay, so you better make sure that you have a memory card, because there's some places like they won't even take orders over the phone. You have to do it through the app. Or you would have to do like sometimes I would just wait to just drive there and order it when I got there. Because sometimes it's just like too much trying to go through these apps and figure out this and that and whatever. So you have to place the order for the customer, and you actually communicate with the customer more when you do Favor versus DoorDash. Because like I said, because you have to place the order for the customer, sometimes it can take a while. The order might not be ready, whatever. So you kind of got to communicate a little bit more with the customer, because when you get the order, you have to introduce yourself like, hey, I'm such and such with, Favor. I'll be working your order this evening or whatever. And, you have to introduce yourself. So it's more customer communication with Favor. So typically, yes, you have to go there. You have to place the order. You have to pay for the order. And hopefully it's ready within a certain time frame. Usually you can be waiting about 20 minutes for the order to get ready. Just depends on when you ordered it. Depends on how crowded it is. There's a lot of different factors there. And then of course you would then deliver the food to the to the customer. Okay. Now the thing with Favor is they don't have they don't have like an ETA per se for their orders. Like DoorDash is a little bit more strict in the sense that they have a typical like ETA time that the food should be delivered to the customer by, right? So with Favor, it's more lenient, of course, because you're placing the order, right? So it may take longer. It may take you more time to do a Favor run. So the difference there is, though, you have potential to make more money. So you would get paid, let me see if I remember this correctly. Is it $4? $4 for, I think it's $4 for the run, and then whatever the customer tips you. So yeah, so you will get that and whatever the customer tips you. So I will say, like on the weekends, like Friday, Saturdays, and especially Sundays too, Favor is pretty good. You get a lot of family orders. You get like Sunday order. You get a lot of family orders. Like when the orders are like $100 and something, it might be $200 or whatever. And so typically you might get it. It might take you longer to do it, but you probably end up with a better tip, whatever. So it just depends on which one you're more comfortable with. You may get an order to go to like Walgreens and pick up cigarettes or milk or diapers or whatever. Somebody's sick and they need soup and cough medicine, whatever. It's up to you to decide if you want to take those orders. So like I said, I'm just trying to point out the differences. So Favor, it may take you longer to get the order, which means you'll do less runs. If you say you do like a block of 4 hours, you're gonna get less runs in, right? But you have potential to make more money, especially if you're getting bigger orders. And sometimes, like at lunchtime during the week, you might get like a corporate order where the company is ordering food. Like there were several times that I got like $70, $80 tips. I remember one night all I did was one run, and I clocked out because the order I had was like, I want to say like a $600 order, and it was like from this fancy upscale steakhouse or whatever. And so like with that one run, I made like $70 for that one run. So those don't happen all the time, but there's potential there, like I said, to make more money. Also your direct deposits. So they steadily put direct deposits in your account like daily. So if you do runs on Monday, 9 times out of 10 you'll probably have a deposit in your account by like Wednesday or Thursday. They have more of a trickle effect when it comes to getting paid, because typically they don't pay you until the customer pays out, and the customer has, I think, 24 to 48 hours after the order to actually close out the order and give whatever tip they're going to give. Okay, but those are like the main. And then with Favor, you might drive longer distances. I will say that. Again, with favor, you will probably drive longer distances. Okay, so you would just have to weigh your options on that to see what's more beneficial for you. But you know, if you're in a sticky situation, you need some cash, you know, you just roll with what you got, right? Okay, so I talked about favor, I talked about DoorDash. There's some other ones I have not done personally, but you can check out like Grubhub, Postmates, what's this another one? Amazon, I think Eats has one, and you have, of course, you have Uber Eats. So moving on from delivery, let's talk about resale. So if you have children and you pretty much have kept up, like say they have like clothes or like baby clothes or whatever, stuff that they can't fit anymore, but those clothes are still in really good condition, you can go and resell them. They have resale children's like shops, whatever. So you can Google like your local area and just type in children's resale like that, and you can locate places that will repurchase your items for your children. Again, they have to be in good condition. Typically they want like, it doesn't have to per se be like name brand, but they're looking for certain things. So you would have to bring it in. It has to be cleaned, of course. Has to be cleaned, has to be in pretty good condition, so you can't have like holes in it, ink marks, or food stains or stuff like that. Like, it has to be in pretty good condition, including toys. You can bring toys there. You can bring different items there. So the best thing to do would be to Google your local area and type in resale, kids resale, children's resale, and then just call the places and find out, hey, what are your standards? What are your requirements? And you can go from there. I will say that you need to bring like a nice box of stuff. If you plan on getting like anything somewhere, like gas money or whatever, you're gonna need like a nice box of stuff. But I mean, if it's just sitting in your closet collecting dust, or you don't plan on holding on to all of those items for sentimental reasons, that's an option as well for resale. And so I would say too, like if you're in a really, really sticky situation, like you literally about to be evicted, or you're going to be in that eviction list in a couple of weeks or whatever, if you're out of work, you're not working, you have no income coming in, so that would probably mean that you wouldn't be able to, put your stuff in storage or whatever. So another option could be to sell some of your items that are in the house, right? To try to generate some income. So on another note, if you are in the eviction process already, I'm going to give you a disclaimer right now. I am not an attorney. I am not giving legal advice in no shape or form. I'm sharing information. So if you are in an eviction process right now, when they come to serve you that notice, when they come to serve you that notice, make sure you read the actual notice and everything that it says, because usually you have like some type of appeal period in there, right? So we know that the constable goes out, they put the note on the door or whatever, not the note from the landlord, but the note from the actual, like the constable comes out and gives you the note with the court date and everything on there. Make sure you actually read that, because usually there's some type of stipulation in there about if you have an appeal period, right? And so these are some things that you can utilize to try to buy yourself more time. You would need to find that out, or you can call a number. There should be a number on there for the courthouse that's handling the case, right? So you can call the courthouse. If you're not clear, you can call them, give them your case, and be like, hey, my court date is on this date. When does my appeal expire? When do I need to appeal this by? I would call them, like, if I were you, I would call them like I knew that I have an appeal period, because you will find a lot of times in these situations that they won't volunteer information to you. So that's just information I'm sharing as well, and that's for my Louisiana folks too, that's for my Texas folks. There's a lot of things that they're not going to share with you. So yes, look into reading what's on those documents and see what it says about an appeal period. See what it says the requirement is to file the appeal. See if it says anything, on there. You can call the courthouse and talk to them as if you know what you're talking about, because they're not going to volunteer information to you. So yeah, that's all I can say right now. But I just wanted to give you guys some options on ways to generate some income. Like I said, if you're in a sticky situation or dealing with a crisis right now, if I think of anything else, I will share some more information. Okay, you guys? So you take care, be safe, and, have a good night.